Okay, so let's look at cortisol. So cortisol is a glucocorticoid. So it comes from the zona fasciculata, and it targets adipose tissue, as far as adipose tissue, it increases lipolysis. So the splitting up of adipose tissue. So it basically liberates or pulls out fatty acids. So that means it just increases energy. Okay. Targets also the liver. And in the liver, it will stimulate glycogenolysis, so the breakdown of glycogen, and also gluconeogenesis. So making glucose and breaking down glucose stores in glycogen. So basically it increases blood sugar, again, increasing energy. Okay, so everywhere else, because we said that cortisol does affect most cells, so everywhere else, it decreases inflammation, and it decreases immune system activity. So basically, cortisol, again, cortisol is your stress hormone. So cortisol is involved when you're dealing with a stress on yourself. So it basically reduces the energy spent on long-term health to get the body ready for the stress. Ready for stress. So if you have chronic stress, that can result into increased illness, decreased wound healing, and an increase in cancer. So increased cancer cells. So basically, cortisol works a lot with the sympathetic nervous system in its fight and flight thing. So when you're in a stress, historically, like thousands of years ago, we really did have stresses like life and death things, like running away from large, scary animals and things like that. So cortisol is meant to mobilize all the things you need so that your fight and flight system can work properly. Nowadays, we don't really have to do that. We don't really have to run away from bears and stuff like that. So our body is looking at stress that we consider to be stress, like, I don't know, an anatomy and physiology exam. And it's looking at it as running from a bear. So when you're stressed and chronically stressed like that, your cortisol levels increase, and it increases your body's mobilization of immediate threat. So it sort of ignores long-term health. So that's why you get this problems with getting sick. Again, decreased wound healing, because remember, if you look up to the top there, it does say decreases inflammation, and inflammation is actually a good thing. Can be a bad thing, but it's supposed to be a good thing. And it decreases the immune system activity, because it's not worried about that. If you're dead, it doesn't matter if your immune system is working anyway. So cortisol sort of shuts that down in favor of mobilizing all kinds of things, sugar and whatever to the fatty acids, the glycogen breakdown, the glucose in the blood, all of that to keep you ready for handling that stress.